Welcome to the Empty Cans Podcast.
My name is Mark.
And I am Tom.
And Tom, this is our second season.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk it that we actually made it to the second season?
1 full year. Pretty crazy.
Yep. This is a new year, obviously. A lot of people make resolutions. I did not. I just wanted to improve on my beer drinking variety.
Sure.
I'm not going to be as much of a IPA snob. I'm going to try other things. Recently, I did try a Great Notion, what was it, double stack, I think it was?
The stout.
Fantastic, yeah. Fantastic stuff. Reminded me a lot of the coconut pie face.
Oh, yeah, that was really good, too.
That was good, too. So, anyway, that's what I'm doing. Tom, how about you? Resolutions, anything?
No resolutions. Yeah, just hoping for another good year.
Very good. Stacy, we have Stacy with us. In a second, you'll find out all about Stacy. But Stacy, any resolutions, anything new?
My only resolution is, since my life revolves around Boise Beer Buddies, is to do something that's non-Boise Beer Buddies.
Very good.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay.
All right. Well, today's episode is all about the Boise Beer Buddies. And today we have Stacy joining us. So thank you and welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
So, Tom, what have you been up to lately?
Not much. Haven't really gone anywhere. Just kind of trying the new beers that are out and drinking those at home. That's about it.
My wife and I went down to Hops and Bottles recently. Enjoyed that. We went with her cousin. And her cousin is a Coors Light drinker, so they don't have Coors Light. They did have something similar, so that was good for them. They didn't feel too out of place. But
Yeah.
the other thing that I did that I should mention, that you and I actually got together on New Year's Eve.
We did, actually.
We did get together. Had a couple beers, and we played a game. It's a new game. I found
We
this.
did.
I found it in the mall, and it's called Hold My Beer. And you pick a card, and it has like challenges. Something like, okay, who can move 10 kernels of rice with chopsticks the fastest? Everybody take off your shoes and socks. Who has the longest toenails? Who can speak in a Shakespearean accent the best?
Yeah, and there was one that we drew. It was really funny. Two of them were really fun. One was blow a peanut across the floor on your belly.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
Oh, that was great.
And then the other one was find 3 things in your house that has Made in America in it. Right?
Yeah,
That was
actually really tough.
That was tough.
That was hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good time. I really enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Stacy, I know that you actually go to places all the time, but in the last month, what stands out to you?
In the last month, visiting a lot of buddy hubs that I did not visit during the holidays, and doing a lot of the dry January, actually.
Dry January.
Dry January.
What is that?
Enjoying more hop water and non-alcoholic beverages.
Non-alcoholic.
Yeah, not exclusively,
Isn't that
of course.
called water? I don't know. Actually, I think it was last year, my wife did Sober October. And then it went into November. And it's like,
Oh, wow.
fuck, are you about done? Because I'm ready to drink.
Yeah.
I need my drinking buddy back.
Yeah.
So, she went quite a while. And she felt really great. Not for me, though.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
no plan of doing the full dry
No.
January, but
That's way
this
too
a little more hit and miss.
I'll do maybe a weekend,
Mm.
dry weekend.
Okay.
I'm pretty grumpy on that weekend, but I'll try it. Stacy, what is your role at Boise Beer Buddies?
So I am the founder and owner, and I do most everything. However, I do have a lot of help. I've got some folks that help me with the app and some folks that help me for pop-up events.
Very cool.
How many helpers would you say that you have volunteers?
Oh, around 10 or 20.
Oh, wow.
20.
Yeah, usually just like maybe one per event,
Okay.
or sometimes a handful that'll help me set up and break down.
Do you have to pay them in cash money?
Or beer or swag.
Beer and
Yeah.
swag. Okay.
I like it.
Very cool. Stacy, what is your preferred style of craft beer?
My favorite is IPAs,
Okay.
but I do like trying all of the other styles.
Very good.
Not a fan of sours, but
No
I'll certainly
sours.
try a
Okay.
lager, pilsner, stout, porter.
She should try Idlewild sour.
Early in our first season, we had Matt and
Courtney. Mm-hmm.
on our podcast, and they brought over some coconut carrot sour.
Sour, yeah.
And normally, I'm not a sour guy, but this sour wasn't sour,
Super drinkable. Yeah.
which is what I don't like about sours is the sourness, the pucker factor.
Right.
But there's that coconut carrot
That
was
was really good.
really smooth, really light, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep telling them, yeah, that's it. That's good. You got to do it again.
Right.
And they haven't done it yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, sours.
Do you have a favorite type of IPA that you like to drink all the time, or?
No. If I'm at a brewery and they've got one they just brewed, a fresh one,
Mm-hmm.
then that's what I like to go for.
Okay.
So what is in your fridge right now?
Actually, a crazy selection that I just picked up the other night of some Imperial IPAs,
Mm-hmm.
because I tend to not drink those while I'm out.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
And actually some wine and hop water.
What's
Very
your
good.
favorite hop water?
Boise Fermentation makes a really good hop
Oh,
water.
okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So before we get too far, let's kind of back up a little bit. And Stacy, tell us, what is Boise Beer Buddies?
Boise Beer Buddies is a club. It's a community that connects the craft beer enthusiasts to independent businesses that support the craft beverage industry.
So when you say a club, does everybody ride motorcycles and have matching leather jackets?
They have a membership card that they can use in all of these businesses to get discounts.
And yes, I do have one of those cards.
Me too.
Yes.
But as far as the matching coats, I do have T-shirts and sweatshirts that
Yes.
a lot of them wear as well.
You do have Boise Beer Buddy swag.
So how does this membership work? So how do people sign up for it?
So they can join online, or I have pop-up events several times a year.
Okay.
And they receive a Beer Buddy membership card that's good for a full year.
Mhm.
And they just show it at all of the different locations that participate, and they receive discounts every time they go in.
What kind of discounts?
Each location picks the discount. So some breweries that don't offer food, they might offer $1 off your first pint every time you go,
Sure.
or a half off or $2 off.
Okay.
Some places that do offer food, they might give 10% off food and drink or 20% off food and drink.
Okay.
So is there any one Buddy Hub that has a better discount than all the rest?
There's a few of them that do pretty generous discounts.
And when you say generous, is that more off of beer or food or what?
So, for example, there are a lot of them that do 10% off food and drink. Kodo Brewing in Twin Falls Sandwich Company, they offer 20% off.
Oh, wow.
20%. I guess I got to go back to Twin Falls.
Yeah.
And that's good, even if you're not a beer drinker. If you get iced tea and a salad, you still get 20% off.
Wow.
So
Pretty good deal.
if you're on work duty
Yeah.
and you're there on lunch.
Well, I actually do have family in Twin Falls, so I try not to go see my family, but when I do,
Yeah.
that's a great place.
Yeah.
Great place to go have some lunch.
Better tell your brother to get a card.
Right.
But yeah, there's several Buddy Hubs down in the Twin Falls area to check out. Beer bar, breweries, cider place.
Very good.
Awesome.
Twin Falls. Who would have thunk it?
Right.
Yeah. It's amazing that they have this many, buddy hubs down there.
Sure.
But yeah. So who can be a beer buddy?
Really, anyone can be a beer buddy. To join, it's $20 a year. So if you are a homebody and you never go out, it might not be worth it to you. But if you go out just a handful of times throughout the year, then it's definitely worth it.
And do they have anything other than just the yearly membership?
There's also a VIP option. So the annual option is $20 for a year. The VIP is $200 for lifetime. And then you never have to renew.
So going back, I would think that my yearly membership, as much as I kind of go out. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
the most places we go is probably Growler Guys, I would say. We go there quite often.
Well, and then we go to Mother Earth. I've shown my card every
Yep.
time I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the new Mother Earth down there at Boise.
Right.
I do like that place. It's really fun.
Yep.
Great location. Great building. Great beer.
They need better food, though. Their food trucks, I mean, they're hit and miss. So,
Yeah, sure I am. Anyway, yes.
But great beer.
So yes, lifetime membership, $200. And I imagine for those other beer enthusiasts, that probably pays itself off pretty quick.
Oh, absolutely. If you think about it, there's 365 days in a year.
Mm-hmm.
If you go out 200 times in a year and you save $1 each time, then you've paid for the VIP lifetime.
Yep. Pay it off in one year.
Challenge accepted.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. Tom, I know you're full of shit. You're married. Just
I know.
It's not gonna happen.
I know.
Not this year.
Wishful
anyway.
thinking.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe 3 years.
Maybe.
3 years.
Maybe. So, how did you come up with this idea for Boise Beer Buddies?
Well, there was a beer bar that would hold pint nights and tap takeovers, and I would send messages to my friends to join us. And after a few of these events, I realized half the people were there that were friends that I invited.
Okay.
And so I approached the owner and I said, if I started a club, would you give my people a discount? And he's like, yeah, Stacy, you bring in enough business, let's do it.
That's
So
cool.
that's how it all started.
And who was that?
That was Beer 30.
Beer 30.
Okay. Yeah.
Down there in Bound Crossing.
Mm-hmm. Very
And
cool.
Unfortunately, they're no longer there, but
Right.
when they were there, it was really great. So is there like a big corporate office here in Boise that you
Yeah.
work out of?
My house.
So the
Yeah.
commute time is pretty short.
The commute time is pretty short.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
nice.
You can go from upstairs to downstairs, and I'm there. Periodically, I'll work out of a brewery. I'll bring in my laptop and try to get work done. But I tend to talk too much, so I don't get as much work done. So if I've got something that really needs concentration, I just stay home.
So when you go into a brewery to quote unquote get work done, do you really get work done?
Almost never. And if I do, I mess it up. So
All right. Do you have a favorite brewery that you like to work out of?
not necessarily. I try to visit them all.
None has a better workstation than the other.
No, not really. There are some that have better Wi-Fi or
Okay.
Oh, better one.
or
Yeah.
different hours, but
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah, I tend not to get much work done at all.
What is a buddy hub, and who can become a buddy hub?
So to be a buddy hub, they need to be an independently owned business,
Okay.
not a corporate chain, and somehow support the craft beverage industry.
Okay.
So, for example, there's a couple of clothing shops downtown. Obviously, they don't serve beer, but on first Thursdays, they invite craft brewers to
Oh, okay.
pour beer, do beer tastings.
Oh, but are you talking about Banana Inc.?
So Banana Inc. and
Yeah.
Keystone Station.
I just saw that Banana Inc. had our friends at Idlewild, Matt and Courtney. They were down there.
Right, I was
doing
there.
that. Yeah, very good.
And then
Cool.
there's a couple gift shops also, Mixed Greens, City Peanut,
Oh,
Repop Gifts.
Okay.
And so they all support the craft beverage industry the same way.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Those are all places that my wife and daughter really love. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. How many people do you have working for you? Is it just you, or do you have a crew of people?
So technically I am the only employee.
Okay.
However, I've got a couple of people that help me with the app and then a team of volunteers that help me for events.
Okay.
Unpaid volunteers that are awesome, and I could not do it without them.
So is this your like full-time job?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I quit corporate America about 6.5 years ago. Started Boise Beer Buddies about 9 years ago.
And what did you do before you quit?
I was in the financial industry. I did private banking, wealth management, and investments.
So you were making money hand over fist.
I did okay.
Yeah. And now is it still the same? You're making
No,
money hand over
not even
fist?
close.
No.
No, it's $20 at a time. I think so far. So far today, I think I've made $10.
Okay, but it's not like a daily thing. I mean, it's just
Right. Yeah.
because when you go to these events, then you actually get
then I can make a
quite
few more. Right.
sign-ups and things like that.
But the freedom and the flexibility is priceless.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah.
My real job, I don't have that freedom and flexibility. So yeah, I can't even imagine what it would be like. I dream of that actually every day. So that's pretty awesome.
I won't ask this question because I think you already went over it, which was the Buddy Hub. You talked about that. That was Beer 30.
Beer 30, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll move on from that
They
question.
were the first one to sign, right?
Yep. They were the first one to sign.
And I do believe that without them,
Yeah. Without Beer 30, there would be no Boise Beer Buddies because that's where it all started.
so when you have approached all these people to be buddy hubs, has there been anybody that has said no, I do not want to be a buddy hub?
Yes, there's been a lot of them actually.
A lot.
A lot. Maybe they're not familiar with the program. Maybe they don't see the benefit in it. They've never heard of it, or they just don't want to pay the Buddy Hub dues. Some are out of the area and they don't think they're going to get enough Beer Buddy visitors. But there's plenty that want to get on board, so those are the ones I focus on.
If you don't mind me asking, how much are the dues for a Buddy Hub?
There's different tiers.
Okay.
It's between $100 and $500 a year,
Okay.
depending on how much promotion they want.
So is the difference in price only how much promotion they get, or is that the differentiating?
Yeah, kind of look at it as a magazine.
Sure.
You know, you've got a full page ad or you've got a quarter
Oh,
page
okay.
ad.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
okay.
so
yeah.
the newsletter has bigger photos and bigger font and more featured items
Uh-huh.
for the ones that are at the top tier
Okay. Yeah.
and less featured items and photos for the lower tier ones. And social media posts.
Got it. Okay. That makes sense. So I think one thing was interesting. You have Buddy Hubs all across the state, correct?
Correct.
Okay. How about outside the state?
And beyond Idaho, I've got some in Oregon, Wyoming, and Nevada.
Okay. Very cool. And then how did you kind of like think about moving outside of Idaho? Like, was it because like at the time you were maxed out and you're like, well, maybe we should expand to other places, or was it just something like at events you met with these other brewers and that kind of stuff? And
So most of them have been pint night and beer events
okay,
when the owners were actually in town
okay,
to promote their beer, and I approached them and they got on board. Some of them are beer festivals when there's a lot of breweries there,
Sure.
so it's easy to connect.
So, Stacy, what is the furthest buddy hub that you have?
You know, I've never actually tracked the mileage, but I've got some in North Idaho, in Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene, and then east of Idaho in Wyoming, and then in Nevada. So probably one of those.
Tom, you recently went down to Revision.
We did. Yeah.
How big of a drive was that?
I want to say that was like a 7.5 hour drive.
It's pretty far.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Coeur d'Alene might be pretty close to the same,
Yeah.
actually.
Mm-hmm. I will say Revision was a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
getting to tour that place and whatnot, it was really cool.
Have you been to Revision, Stacy?
I actually haven't. It's on my bucket list, actually. Hopefully this spring I'm going to go down there. I've got, in the Reno area, Revision Brewing, Great Basin Brewing, and a new Detroit-style pizza place that's down there.
Oh, okay.
So he was originally from Boise and then moved down there. So
Really?
Oh.
Speaking of Detroit-style pizza, Spitfire.
Spitfire, yeah.
They do the Detroit-style pizza, and they really do have a good selection of craft beer.
They do, yeah.
Have you ever been there?
I'm there a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that pizza, and I want to say, hands down, that is the best cold pizza of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the day after,
Yeah.
after it's been in the fridge all night, you wake up, eat it,
Sure.
phenomenal.
Good stuff.
Yeah, really like it. Thanks, guys. Keep cranking out those good pizzas.
Absolutely. So how many buddy hubs do you have?
About 120 of them.
120. Okay. It's quite a bit.
Do you know how many members?
A little over 5,000.
5,000 members. Do you know how many of those are out of state?
Mostly in state, but there are a few out of state, and I'm trying to get more out of state because I need them to visit the buddy hubs that are out of state.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a chicken and egg thing where I need the buddy hubs for the beer buddies and
Right.
the beer buddies for the buddy hubs.
So how far out of state are you willing to go? I mean, Nevada, Washington. How far? California.
Well, I made some connections with a brewery owner in Florida.
Oh.
And then
Yeah, that's pretty far.
before COVID, I had a buddy hub in New York. It was
Oh, wow.
a beer tour bus that toured the breweries.
Oh,
So obviously
okay.
during COVID,
That's
they got
cool.
shut down. But that was a buddy hub.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm willing to go anywhere.
Yeah, I would love to tour that one in New York. That'd be
There's-
a great time.
A lot of good beer on the East Coast.
There is, yes.
But yeah, the
absolutely.
main thing is the logistics of it all.
Oh yeah.
Is
Sure.
getting the beer buddy members to go to the buddy hubs.
Right.
It's got to be worth it for both parties.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously in Boise is where most of the beer buddy members are and most of the buddy hubs.
So you think you're going to go nationwide?
Um,
Would you like to go nationwide, or is that like?
yes and
Too
no.
much.
I think it would kind of lose its value. A lot of the value is me personally knowing most of the brewery owners, and it's not possible to know everybody nationwide.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot for sure.
It is a lot.
Do you have like a favorite buddy hub? I know it's a
Um,
tough question, but
So I did have a favorite one, and
Yeah.
that was Beer 30,
okay.
because again, that's where it all started.
Or started.
Um,
yeah.
But yeah, now I don't have a favorite one. Whichever one I'm at is my favorite one.
Okay.
So, do you know if there are any other states doing the same thing?
I don't know of anything that's identical to what I'm doing. The closest thing that I know of is the entertainment book, which
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's even around.
I haven't seen one of
Yeah.
those for quite a while.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yep.
Well, I think that, there is plenty of opportunity in Washington. In fact, Tom and I are going to go to Washington later this year.
We are, yeah.
And maybe when we go to Georgetown and Fremont and Rubens, we can like whip out the card and say, hey, call up our friend Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
She'll
awesome.
hook you
Yeah,
up.
plant the seed for me and
Yeah.
kind of get the ball rolling. I went up to Leavenworth last year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And that was like the greatest place. And I did get to meet with a few of the owners. And then it's just kind of a harder follow up because it's not like I'm going to swing by the following day
Right.
once I'm back in town.
Are they signed up?
They haven't signed up yet.
Okay.
So I guess maybe you need to make that stop on your way up there. Stop by Leavenworth and say, hey,
Yeah.
listen here.
Yeah, exactly. Sign up. Let's go. So I know, like, Boise, from the beer aspect, there's tons of events around all the time, right? Do you have, like, a favorite event every year or that you're always looking forward to?
Oh, I've got a few favorite events.
Okay.
Hoptober Festival is one of my favorites. I am a hop head. I love the fresh hop beers.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's always a good time. Another one is Destination Beer in McCall.
Okay.
That brings in the breweries from all over the state of Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to meet a lot of the breweries from up north and east Idaho.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
But probably my favorite is New Brewery's grand opening,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because I've been following all these breweries during their construction and going through the permitting process,
Mm-hmm.
and everything takes a lot longer than planned and costs a lot more than planned.
Sure.
So when they finally have their grand opening, you can totally see the light in their eye and they're excited, and it's just really fun to see
Yeah.
them open up.
Yeah, that's good.
Speaking of new breweries, do you have the inside scoop of any new breweries coming to Boise in the next little bit?
So you know about Gem State Brewing and Eagle.
Yep.
Will be
I have been following
opening
them.
hopefully before the end of the year. And then Brown Beard Brewing on Chinnen Boulevard. He's targeting March 1st, but we'll see how close to that he comes. That one's getting really close. And then Burt's Brewing is near Orchard and Chinden, and they'll be open before the end of the year.
So Burt's Brewing, is he any relation to Burt's
No,
Growler Garage in Ontario?
no. So Burt's Growler Garage, their name comes from their last name, which is Bertolato.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, wow. I never would have guessed that.
Burt's Brewing, his name is Robert.
Oh, okay.
It's the
All
bird
right.
from Robert.
Okay.
So yeah, no connection, but I'm pretty sure they'll figure out a collaboration or something at some point.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
I have to,
How could you go wrong?
right?
Burt squared. There you go. Double Burt. How many events on average do you think that you attend each year?
Oh, probably at least a couple of weeks. So that would probably put it about 100 a year. Some
Wow.
events are bigger beer festivals. Some are just pint nights or tap takeovers.
That's a lot.
That is a
Really.
lot.
I mean,
Yeah, one week I might have 4, and then one week I might have 0.
Right.
So, but probably
really-
about 2 a week.
you're working pretty hard.
It is hard work.
You
Attending beer festivals and drinking beer, it's hard.
you probably need a raise.
Yeah, I'm
for-
going to talk to
for
my
drinking
people.
all that
Yeah,
beer
right.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you're just working way too hard.
So when you started Boise Beer Buddies business, was that just an excuse to drink more beer?
Partially. I
Yeah.
was there anyway
Right.
at all the places. It was a way to bring Beer Buddy members together and to get them to support all of these independently owned businesses.
Right. Bring the community together. That's good.
And then, yes, there's beer.
Beer is always good.
That makes everything better, right?
Absolutely.
So where do you see things going from here? I mean, certainly there's room to grow, different states, things like that, but where do you see this going?
Yeah, there is so much potential. Right now, as just one person, I'm just trying to manage my relationships with the existing buddy hubs. And I spend so much time doing the renewals and new memberships for Beer Buddy members. So once I get that automated with an app, that's really going to take a load off of me, and I'll be able to expand with more buddy hubs.
So you're going to get an app, and what is this app going to do?
So when someone orders online right now to become a Beer Buddy member, they receive a physical card in the mail.
Right.
It's great. I just got an online order, but it's a little tedious filling out the card, putting it in an envelope,
Sure.
putting a stamp on it, getting in the mail. Instead, once we get the app, they'll instantly get it on their phone.
Okay.
And then they'll have the membership on the phone, and it'll be set up for auto renewals.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So, I just pulled out my Boise Beer Buddy card. Every Boise Beer Buddy card has a number. Is this number proprietary? I mean, should I like hide it or something? Is it tied to me somehow?
It's tied to you.
Is it really?
Yeah. So when you renew, you get to keep the same number.
Okay.
So yeah, when you renew, you'll get the same number.
Okay.
Awesome.
Coming up this year.
Right on.
Yeah. All right. Well, about time to wrap it up, but we want to say a special thanks to our guest, Stacy. Remember, you can go to their website to sign up for a membership. That website is www.boisebeerbuddies.com, or you could find her at a local event and get signed up there as well.
You do have the app. You can go on to your.
Mm-hmm.
Are you both Apple and Google Play Store?
So for the app, right now it's a map of all the Buddy Hubs.
Right.
And you click on a marker and it displays what the discount is.
Mhm.
And that is available on both the Android and the iOS. The digital version for new members is actually already available on the Android. We're still working out a few glitches, but it is available for new members.
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
All right. Okay, and as always, you can email us with questions or requests to mtcans2022@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on Instagram or Facebook at mt_cans.
So, Stacy, any last words to our tens of listeners?
To your tens of listeners,
Yeah.
yes, please show your Beer Buddy card everywhere. It helps the Buddy Hubs know that they're getting Beer Buddy visitors, and it helps the staff know how to process the discount. And we get plenty of practice.
So even though, like, say I go into Growler Guys, they have $1 off because I go in on a, say, Thursday, and they have $1 off from 4 to 6. Show them the card anyway.
Show them the card anyway. Yeah, even though the offers cannot be combined,
Right.
at least the owners know, or the staff knows that you're coming in there, that they are getting Beer Buddy visitors.
So when the staff sees, say, I whip out my card, hey, check this out, and they're like, okay, cool, but you're already getting a discount here. Do they know what to do?
Try it.
Do they just like, okay, cool, you're awesome, and go on their merry way, or do they like make a note and say, oh no, I got this Boise beer guy, he came in and showed me his card.
It really just lets them know that Beer Buddies are in there.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, good. Because that's kind of what I want to get across is whether they have a discount or not, show the card, and the more people that show the card, the more they're like, oh, hey, cool, yeah, and take note of it and
Exactly.
make sure that you're getting the credit for what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if it's not a Buddy Hub, show it anyway, because
Right.
maybe I'm
There you
already
go.
talking to them about joining. So I've got 120 Buddy Hubs. I've got a prospect list of over 1,000.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there are so many out there. There's so much potential.
Have you talked to over 1,000?
No,
Okay. But you
Probab-
want to talk to over 1,000.
I can't manage that many. So
You might have to hire a staff.
that's what will happen when I get the new app launched. And that'll free up some time for me.
There you go.
Wow. Very good. Well, thank you everybody for listening. We do appreciate it. As always, at the end of every episode, we have a celebrity beer quote, and we're going to ask Stacy if she would read the celebrity beer quote. This one, I do believe, is coming from Tina Fey.
Very nice.
So in a study, Scientists report that drinking beer can be good for the liver. I'm sorry, did I say scientists? I meant Irish people.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good. Well, again, thank you everybody for listening. We do appreciate it. Thank
Thanks.
you, Stacy.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.